All right, what is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. We've got the NBA Cup. It continues today. Guys, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. We are hitting at a really high clip in the NBA. We're doing really well, feeling locked in. So we've got 5 games. We're going to talk about each one. Then I will give you my 7 favorite best bets. Join the Discord. Link is down below. Betting card comes out there first, and we'll be posting some parlays there. I wish I would have posted. I hit just a fun little plus 1168 parlay yesterday. Just a fun little no sweat bet on DK. So that was pretty cool. But we're going to be posting some parlays in the Discord today. All right, first game on the card today. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the recap. Sorry. Another good day. We went 5-2. Jamal Murray over 3.5 rebounds. Cash. Wendell Carter Jr. over 7.5 rebounds and assists. He did not play. GG. Jacob Podol over 10.5 rebounds. This one got a little sweaty. He got 2 rebounds within like the last 2 minutes to cash this. John Morant over 6.5 assists. Stupid easy. Stupid easy. He almost had that at halftime. He had 6 assists at halftime. Zubac over 10.5 rebounds. Hooked. He finished at 10. Absolute blowout by the Celtics. I was hoping they would just keep it a little bit tighter, but they didn't. Anything that's remotely close, and he cashes this line. Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds. Super sweat-free. Third quarter cash. Early third quarter. Josh Hart under 9.5 rebounds. He finished with 6. We did get a little help because he got in some foul trouble. He had 5 fouls, so he didn't play a lot in the fourth quarter, and they were blowing him out. Kind of thought it was a dick move by Tibbs. They were up almost 30 with they didn't take their starters out till 2-minute mark almost. I think it was like 2:15. Okay, send a message there. TJ McConnell over 4.5 assists. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. He had 0 assist. He was just rebounding for some reason. He had 5 rebounds. He played 20-some minutes. Ridiculously high hit rate when he plays that many minutes, but it is what it is. So 5-2 on the day. We'll take that. It's a good day. All right, let's get into the first game on the card. Bulls and the Wizards. Line does not make sense to me. Chicago minus 4.5 against the Wizards. This is Bulls minus 4.5. This almost made the card. I mean, I very, very rarely play money line plays or spread plays. This is one I will be playing today. Bulls minus 4.5. Just such a weird line. Over under of 244.5 is a little high with Washington. I know the Bulls played a pretty fast pace, but I would definitely lean towards the under in this one. Bucks and the Heat. So Bucks have sucked on the road. Let me double check this number. I want to make sure I'm giving you it right, but 1 win I think is all they have. Yeah, they're 1-6 on the road, 7-3 at home. So really hard to back a Bucks team that's only got 1 win on the road. So tough one. Give me Miami in this one, minus 2.5. If you're not comfortable with that, which I wouldn't blame you, very, very heavy lean towards that over 224.5. That would be how I would prefer to play this game instead. All right, Rockets and the T-Wolves. Should be a really good game. We see a nice tight line of 3.5, so it should be a pretty competitive game. T-Wolves have just not looked great lately, and the Rockets are kind of rolling. So to me, it's a tricky one. I don't really want to take a team, to be honest. This 220.5 is a little low in my opinion. I think this should be closer to about 224. So I would take the over 220.5. If I had to lean towards a side, I would probably be on Houston plus 3.5. Spurs and the Jazz. This one should be a interesting game. Another tight line of 2.5. I love tight lines. It's really nice when you're prop betting because you don't necessarily have to factor in blowouts as much. Spurs looking decent. Jazz just kind of suck. I mean, they are better at home. I'll give them that. Really hard for me to not take San Antonio minus 2.5. This is another one where I think the over is a little light, not a ton, but it is a little light in my opinion. So I lean towards that over 225.5. We do see the Jazz tend to score more points at home. So I like the over 225.5 and the Spurs would be my 2 plays. I would probably just go Spurs money line, maybe pair it with like the Bulls money line, something like that. All right, final game on the card is going to be Lakers and the Suns, the return of Kevin Durant tonight. So kind of got the full complement of the lineup. Phoenix has had 6 days off, which is absolutely insane in the NBA. So to get that many days off and not be the All-Star break, we'll see how they come out, right? It's going to go one of two ways. They're going to come out on all cylinders well rested, or they're going to come out a little rusty because it's been 6 days. Now, I read some comments where I said they really kind of went back to the basics, did some retooling, refreshing. They feel like they're in good shape. I mean, they're not going to come out and be like, we're rusty as shit. We're probably not going to win. But that said, I like the Suns here for sure. So give me Phoenix -3.5. This Lakers team on the road is just way different on the road than they are at home. They are 3-4 on the road. Phoenix are 5-3 at home, so I just can't get behind this Lakers team. I mean, they look like shit when they played Denver. They got absolutely rocked, so I can't get behind them here. Over under 233.5 is pretty high. I wouldn't necessarily want to touch that. I think that's pretty appropriately placed. We'll probably go over. I don't see either team playing a crap ton of defense, to be honest with you. Injuries today, I didn't really cover that for each game because there really wasn't many that I saw. Rozier's supposed to play for Miami, so he should be back. Poole is a game time decision for Washington. That's huge. I mean, if Poole doesn't play, they're screwed. So other than that, nothing major that I saw. Let me think. Jordan Clarkson's out. Flipkowski's out for Utah, so could play in a little bit. Sochan's still out. Devin Vassell's still out for San Antonio. Jalen Green might not play for Houston. He's kind of 50-50. Conley the same way. But other than that, no, I mean, we got Bradley Beal and Durant back for Phoenix. Anthony Davis is always a game time decision, but he's supposed to play. So, okay, that's it on the injury front. Let's get into the best bets here and get you guys on your way. I like these bets. So, screwed it up again. Those are our football bets. God, we are not on the A game today. All right, we're going to fix this real quick. All right. First bet I like, Harrison Barnes, under 4.5 rebounds. I just think it's a tight line. Now, he is over this in 6 of his last 10. Utah is second in rebounds allowed to the small forward position, second best, so they don't allow a ton. I imagine he is going to have to guard Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen hangs out at the three-point line. He is not a guy that hangs out underneath, doesn't get a crap ton of points in the paint. So he's going to have to be away from the ball. And with Wemby in the lineup, he is under in 2 games versus the Jazz. So just a good value play there. Now, he definitely could go over this line, right? It is a little risky, but it's a system play. Walker Kessler under 10.5 rebounds. So we're staying in the same game. He's over this in 3 of 9 versus the Spurs. So not a great hit rate, but he's only over this in 1 of 5 with Wemby in the lineup. He did hit this on 10/31. He had 11. So he just barely went over this line. The last game they played against each other was on November 9th, and he only had 5. So I've got him projected to do 9.64. So just a hair under. So I think it is going to be tight. But again, kind of the same thing. He should be guarding Wemby. Wemby likes to hang out, out near the three-point line. Doesn't hang out under the basket a ton. So it's going to limit his rebound opportunities. Could open up for guys like Lauri Markkanen or John Collins. Collins' rebound line is at 9.5. So you've got 2 big guys with 9.5 and 10.5. One of them will go over in all likelihood, but I think it's going to be Collins, but I didn't want to pull the trigger on that at 9.5. A little too rich. 8.5 probably would have. All right, we got Giannis over 5.5 assists. He's over this in 6 of his last 7 games. What Miami does really well is they do collapse. So when Giannis gets the ball underneath, they'll collapse. Should lead to him kicking it out. Should lead to some assist opportunities. So I like him to go over 5.5 assists. I looked at Damian Lillard's line at 7.5. Miami does give up a lot of assists to the point guard position as well. 7.5 is a little rich for me for Damian. All right, next one, Josh Giddey, under 6.5 rebounds. He's only over this in 2 of his last 10 games. So we've got a 80% hit rate on this. Washington is 9th in terms of rebounds allowed to the shooting guard position, so they do a decent job of limiting rebounds. He is 0-3 in this line versus Washington. Now, that said, it's been tight each time. He's had 6 rebounds all 3 games. So we're talking about a tight line here, but I just haven't seen him hit this line, so I can't back him to go over this when we've got an 80% hit rate towards the under. Julius Randle, over 11.5 rebounds plus assist. Now, he's only over this in 4 of his last 10 games, but he's over this in 4 of his last 5 versus Houston. Houston gives up a ton of rebounds to the power forward position. They're averaging almost 11 rebounds a game to the power forward position. I looked at Rudy Gobert's line. It's at 11.5, I believe, and he's heavily favored to go under. Someone's going to have to get rebounds. So I like Randall to step up and get some rebounds. His assist line's at 4.5. I was leaning towards taking the under on that, but just because the hit rate's really bad. But the books just really think he's going to go over this line. So, I mean, if he can get us 8-4 or 7-5, I mean, we cash this line. So I really like it today. Next one, Bam Adebayo, over 13.5 rebounds plus assist. Milwaukee, very, very good at limiting points to centers. They are first in points in the paint allowed, and they're first in least points allowed to the center position. So they do a very good job of limiting those centers. So he's going to have to kick it out. He's going to have to pass. Going to have to go to guys like Tyler Hero or Jimmy Butler, Rozier, who's back. A little scary. I don't trust Hero. That guy burnt me so many times last year. But hopefully he can, make a couple of shots and get him some assists here. Milwaukee is 14th allowed in rebounds to the center position. They're giving up almost 15 rebounds a game to the center position, and he's over this line in 9 of 13 games versus Milwaukee. So good hit rate here, and he does play a little bit better at home. So we've got that. Last play on the card today is going to be Yusuf Nurkic, over 8.5 rebounds for Phoenix. 5 of the last 7 centers have hit their rebound line versus the Lakers, and they've actually 3 of them have destroyed their line, almost doubled it. So his rebounds go through the roof with Durant in the lineup. I mean, it's about 35% more rebounds when he has Kevin Durant in the lineup. So with the full complement back with Beal too, he should hit this line. The only thing I'm concerned about is, does he get the minutes? So I'm pretty sure he does. This is one where we could see him hit this very closely by halftime potentially. So I like that play a lot. All right, those are my 7 favorite. I will give you guys 4 leans. We'll call these dance partners. That's what I like to call these. You wouldn't necessarily want to play them as straights, but they could be a dance partner to something else. Jaden McDaniels, over 3.5 rebounds. He has crushed this line lately. It's minus 142 on DraftKings. I like him tonight. He's projected to get 6. So I like that spot a lot. Dylan Brooks, over 3.5 rebounds plus assist. This is minus 150 on BetMGM. He is heavily favored to go over his rebound line alone, and he's gotten at least 1 assist in the last 10 games. So he's got, or I want to say 90% hit rate. 9 out of the last 10 games, he's gotten at least 1. So if we can get 1 assist out of him, no reason that line doesn't cash. Tyus Jones, over 6.5 assists. This is minus 150 on BetMGM, but with the full complimentary lineup back, I like him to go over this spot. And then Zach LaVine, over 3.5 assists. This is a system play. Without Patrick Williams, he is 100% over this line. No Patrick Williams again tonight. I fully expect him to hit this line because he has hit it in 8 straight games. So beautiful spot there, but that's at minus 154 on DraftKings. So definitely need a dance partner there. All right, guys, like the video, comment down below with any plays that you think will hit today, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next video.